With us for this special edition of Wake Up Central Saturday. I'm Karen Fuller.
And I'm Hayden Balgavy. Meteorologist Scott Covert is joining us live from I-430 and Rodney Parham. Scott, you've been all over that area. The destruction, I just see it with my eyes and I still can't believe it, buddy. It's just unreal.
It really is unreal. You know, Hayden, you look at this storm on radar. We show you the maps. We tell you where the polygons and the warnings are. But it's very surreal to actually be here and see this firsthand. You know, at THV 11, we often say this is home. And for most of us, this really is home. So these are our neighbors who this morning are waking up and they don't have a home to call their own. Many of them look exactly like this one, destroyed. The roof completely removed from this home. That was a bed. That was a bed that the roof has now collapsed on. The exterior walls all around it no longer are there to provide any shelter or any protection. What's left of this home is scattered all across this neighborhood among a lot of other destruction, from down trees to power lines. You got pieces of a gas station that's from 4 blocks away. We've seen children's backpacks out here this morning. We've seen mattresses that we don't know where they belong. That's just some examples of the debris that we're seeing. You hear the sound of chainsaws and generators all around as folks are now taking advantage of sunlight to figure out where to even begin. And with a mess of this magnitude, it really is tough to imagine what these folks are having to think about right now. As we've noticed, there are some folks beginning to pick up the debris. You can hear the chainsaws, but it's likely to be quite some time before this area is back to normal, whatever that may look like going forward. For some context as to where we are geographically, we're right off of Rodney Parham and 430. It's one of the most popular, frequently used thoroughfares in the capital city. You got Senior Tequila right here, Kroger. I showed you the Kroger parking lot earlier. There is anywhere between 150 and 200 cars, many of which had their windshields busted out, telling us those were folks who just on a Friday afternoon just wanted to do some grocery shopping before going home for the weekend, and they left that grocery store with a very different outlook on life. Their cars remain there. We've seen cars toppled over, still sitting on their roofs. I see even a car here that still has the dome light on, likely from yesterday. I'm assuming the battery will run out soon, of course. The destruction here really is tough to grasp. I saw the videos, I saw the photos coming in all night last night. I didn't leave the station until about 9 p.m. I saw hundreds of photos and videos, but let me tell you, seeing this firsthand is a very real perspective, very different perspective that I don't think it's possible to truly appreciate and respect how devastating the situation is out here without actually seeing it firsthand. I say all that to say this. There's a lot of sightseers, there's a lot of onlookers passing through. Roads are getting congested. It is tough to travel in and out of this area, and so authorities here are encouraging folks, if you have no business in this area, if you're not helping someone pick up the pieces, please don't come through just to take some pictures and just see for yourself. Of course, we'll be providing you a look at what's happening. What we are noticing, an increase in utility folks that are out here. We're seeing some track hoes and some backhoes, heavier equipment being moved in, likely to lift off some of the trees that are toppled over to these houses. These are large oak trees, old large oak trees that the wind was just so strong it blew this off. Of course, what's happening and what we've reported to you this morning, the National Weather Service has a plan. They're sending 2 crews out, the first of which is traveling to Hot Springs. They're likely already there on the ground surveying damage as we speak. The second of which is starting in parts of Little Rock. They'll be traveling through this area, assessing the damage, and they're going to be looking at the same things I'm looking at this morning. What were the quality of the homes? What building standards were they built to? And what's the damage as a result this morning? That's how they're going to rate this, whether it was an EF2 or an EF3. I'll tell you, high-end EF2 at a minimum, in my opinion. I won't be surprised if it's not stronger. For the meantime, we'll send things back into you. We'll be checking back in throughout the rest of the morning.
All right, Scott, thank you. I just hope those folks got friends. I hope they got family they can stay with and kind of just have somewhere to put their head at night and just
lean
rest
on. And we know the Salvation Army and the Red Cross will be helping out for sure as well. Scott, thank you. We'll check in with you a little bit later.